Right, so 2 hours later, and the hardscape, and by hardscape I mean the wood and the rock, is somewhat finished. I'm quite happy with how it is at the moment. The idea of the hardscape is to provide a backbone for the aquarium, meaning that it provides the frame for the plants. The plants are going to be, all the big ones are going to be at the back, so I've left lots of empty spaces around the back there. I'm going to tie moss and small plants all to the wood here. All along the middle I might have sort of mid-ground plants. On the front here it's quite open with a few little barriers and things, because I'm going to have low lying small green plants dotted around. I've had rock in there as well, quite a veiny rock, because I hope that I might have grasses or moss growing in between it. You might notice the odd rock on top of the wood in the corner there, purely because due to the nature of wood it has air inside it when it dries out, and it can take a long time to sink. Now that piece on the right there is not quite completely soaked up yet, so it's still floating away, so that rock on the top there is just to weigh it down for now, and hopefully that will sink. It's just one of them teething problems you get when setting an aquarium up. Wood does float. But apart from that, I'm pretty pleased with it. I might tinker with it in the next few days or so, but yeah, looking good. Right, for my foreground plants, I've gone for the 1-2 Grow by Tropica. Now these plants are grown on a type of gel. I don't know what it's made of, but the gel, it seems to work. Basically what the gel does to the plant is it really gives the plant a good boost in the first couple of weeks, which is what I like to say is the make or break period for a plant if it's going to survive in your tank. So what I need to do is this pot, I need to take the plants out. There's, in this pot there's loads of plants, and I'm going to take it out, wash the gel off, and then plant with tweezers into the tank. This is just one I've got here, but I've got loads of different types here, all to wash and get myself ready with, and start planting all those little plants all around the front there. I've got mosses, lots of different colours, grasses, some little broadleafs. It's a good variety, and hopefully that should be all my foreground plants I need. Right, ready for planting my foreground plants. The most important tool for small plants is a pair of tongs, because your fingers are just too fat and chubby, and by the time you plant nice little delicate plants into your substrate, before the plant even touches the substrate, your fingers have disturbed the gravel, created a pit, and then the plant just floats straight up to the surface again. So planting tongs is a must. So I'm going to go ahead now and plant along the front here with this wooden rock some small hair grasses, and I'm going to show you how to do that now. Okay, so pop the bunch on the tongs like that, push into the substrate, and then lift slightly, release the tongs, maybe push the substrate round it a bit, and there you are. Don't worry about too much about how much is under the substrate. In time, within a few days, it will all sort of come out of the substrate, and you'll have a nice root system underneath. So I'm going to plant a couple more now. And you will get some loose pieces flying about, as you can see here, but it's not an issue. Just scoop them up with a net. As you can see here, they're quite small bunches. When you buy them in a fish shop, the bunches you get quite large. You want to Oh, messed that one up. You want to, break them into small pieces really, so they're more handleable. If I'm honest, this one I'm trying to plant now is a bit large. There you go. It's in there. It doesn't have to be picture perfect, because within a couple of days it'll straighten itself out, create its own root system, and it'll look nice. So I planted 3 now. I'm going to go ahead and plant some more, and I'll show you the finished product once I'm done. Okay, so finished planting now, and I've put the plants all along the front here. I think it looks quite nice and effective. I've planted quite tightly bunched together, so that I've still got the effect of it all bunched up. However, I haven't just plonked it anywhere. I need to think about where my other plants are going to be. So from all the rest of the hair grass I've put along the other side, all in between the wood over there. I'm now going to carry on and plant a load of more plants into the tank, and show you the finished product. Okay, so I've finished planting now. All the foreground there is nice and dense. I've left a little area on the right hand side here, just so it's a nice little contrast, and it's an area where I can drop catfish pellets or whatever, so catfish can come out and eat. At the back there, there are, although it looks a bit thin, there are various tall stem plants, or potential tall plants should I say, that will fill up on the back there and provide a real good sort of background, so make the wood stand out a lot more as well. Next time we'll see next week how the tank is doing, and I'm going to start to go into a bit more detail on how to keep these plants alive. I'm going to be looking at using the Seachem Aquavitro plant range. See you then.